Ah, now that's good coffee. Welcome back to Chaos Corner, here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. It's me. It's me. It's the GOC. Coming to you live today, 25 feet below the surface of the earth. I'm live. It's Wednesday. I am taping this. Ah, fuck it. You guys get the idea. Live to tape here on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel, for another episodic YouTube adventure from the series Flashback. That's right, fans. It's been almost a month since we've done an episode. So we got to make sure we squeeze it in at least every 30 days, or it's not an episodic YouTube adventure, man. So thanks for being here for Flashback. Hopefully we'll have the sound and camera angles and everything going on and the volume levels. You know what we do here on Flashback. We open up the vault of Chaos Chronicles. And we go all the way back on the VHS tapes that I have, hundreds upon hundreds, stored away here. And then we do about a half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to go off the air. We don't know what's going to happen with the grid. We don't know what's going to happen with social media. So you never know what's going to happen or what's going to be said or what's going to come up. We jump all over from coast to coast, to pillar to post, and border to border. Back in the 80s and 90s. VHS, that's right, I was a tape trader too. I did all that. But not only that, I was training to try to get into the business, learning about the business, tape recording and researching. And that's why when I always say my over 50 years as a researcher, a scout, a historian, an agent, a producer, whatever it is you want to call it, a smark, a mark. That's right, I said it, I'm a mark. That's why we have all this stuff. And of course, my experience over 3 decades on my 40-year journey in this industry as a pro wrestling manager who traveled all over this country, booked over 100 times a year, along with my 25-year career behind the walls, and what I did as a bounty hunter with many high courts and also with Dr. D. David Schultz. Private investigator, a concert security. You guys know the deal if you read the bio up on the top of the page here when you come to the channel. Drop an elbow on that like button, subscribe, get us into the algorithm, say something, email me, do something. And remember why you're here. Not only my 30 plus years in this industry as a manager, as I said, coming out 2 and 3 times a night, takes the fucking bumps and took the bumps, a la Jim Cornette, Bobby Heenan, J.J. Dillon, Jimmy Hart, and Lou Albano, Fred Blassie. That's what you're looking at here. I'll even throw in others that I respect and admire. Bill Alfonso, Joel Gertner. The list goes on and on. Precious Paul Ellering. Those are the legends. Those are the ones. Your Gary Harts. Even your Sir Oliver Humperdinks. And as far as women go, were some out there that were unbelievable before they turned into TNA and tits and ass, and now even the women wrestling garters and thongs and everything else. I'm not saying, you can say what you want, man. I'm happily married, this, that. I mean, I look. If you don't look, you might as well be dead. That's not the point. But we're going to compete in that as well. And then you say, oh, wait, hold on, don't be sexist, man. The guys come out in basically Speedos. Well, not all of them if you're wearing the appropriate wrestling gear. And if you have the bodies, we're not meant to cover up unless it's the cojones and so on, and the banana and so on and so forth, and the crack. I get that, man. I'm being a little graphic here. That's why I'm one man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. So when you come here, you learn things, facts. You can go to a conversation, a barbecue, your next outing, a venue with your friends, whether it be at work or out on the town, a local tavern. Doesn't matter where the fuck you are. It's steakouts for all I care. But you'll add something to the conversation because you know what you're talking about, because of your connection through me. Who, yes, I'm an insider. Done everything from setting up the rings to breaking it down to selling tickets to hawking posters, so on and so forth. And still color commentary, ring announcer at one point, sub in anywhere, wear several hats, always have your gear, always be prepared to be in this business if you want to be in this business. And now, when I started my journey back at, maybe how old was I? 20 years old when I first encountered the Samoans, the Tonga Kid, Big Sam, Little Sam, so on and so forth, having dinner at their house, them at my house, and becoming friends. And all these years later here in 2024, and then my vast connections through Kenny Fontano, the legendary strongman, Mario Mancini, the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling organization itself, all the different guys that I've gone and trained with John Diamond, Tony DeVito. It doesn't get down to even Gino Caruso School, Iron Mike Sharp School with Rocky Jones. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jason Knight's House of Pain Dojo. There's more than I can add, and then learning it on your own by actual experience in front of bingo halls, 5 people, 10 people, not getting paid, traveling 3 or 4 hours, no dressing rooms, dressing in the parking lot, the fans throwing stuff at you when you left. That's not that long ago. As I ramble on here in my opening monologue on Flashback, episode 15, I believe. I believe this is episode 15, and if not, I'll re-edit it, and it'll be 14 or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's episode 15. Anyway, so sit back, relax as I got through my spiel. I bounced all over the place, as you could see, but you turn it all and tie it around into a little bow. Remember this in this insane, crazy times. I'm here for you. You're here for me. Much needed distraction, although you stay focused. Motivation, faith. Shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because if He's for him, no one else can be against us. It's just that simple. Mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually fit. A lot of crazy things coming down the pike. A lot of crazy things happening in this world, and especially in this country. We don't know whether we're coming or going. So keep your eye on the prize, and the eye on the prize is our Lord and Savior. You got to have that. If you don't have that, what really do you have? You have nothing. Okay, your family, friends, like-minded people, that's what you're supposed to have. This is fleshly. Let's hopefully, let me not get too crazy. Because I know sometimes when you talk religion or politics, people get triggered. They go all crazy. Lighten up, man. Kayfabe. It's a joke, man. We were more ahead of ourselves and lightening up and having conversations in kayfabe and being able to talk and communicate and not get everybody get so triggered and go on other people's timelines and say shit. You guys and gals are really funny, man. Back in the 70s, we didn't do this shit. Granted, there was no internet. 70s and 80s and 60s, even the 60s. Hey, listen, I was born in the 60s. I was raised in the 70s. Like the lines say, and the poster says, I partied and grew up even more in the 80s. By the time we got into the 90s, I pretty much was catching on in my 30s of what life is really all about. Get us into the 2000s, and our eyes, my eyes anyway, and people in my lifetime, my group, boom. And I don't mean baby boomers, because some of us are baby boomers, some of us are right on the cusp. But just that lifestyle in general, who we are, what we went through, what we saw, and just how different quickly things have changed. Yeah, it was crazy and dumb back then. There just wasn't the internet and everybody to tape record. There was still heinous and criminal and bad things going on back then, just as abhorrent. But not everybody was reporting on it, and then everybody they were, we knew who each other were. You didn't push it on other people for the most part, unless you were a criminal or a thug, and then you got locked up, which you deserve in any day and age. Reap what ye sow. So anyway, I'm off on a tangent here. I apologize. We're almost 10 minutes in, but you understand what I'm talking about. Big shout out and thanks to my moderators. Jen, the OTS Tribal Queen. I hope all is well, Jen. Holding it down. I see you on all the other chats, whether it be Don, Tony, JD and the Solid Monster, and Jesse. You're all over, and even at the Wrestling Council, and I love to see it. You got your head on straight. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, one day at a time. And of course, my brother from another mother, who I also see over on DT, and I'd like to see him over on Off the Script, or I certainly love seeing him here, and that's Austin Nance. Thank you two guys for taking the time that when I don't do a lot of live, and I could, I could go live. I'm thinking about changing it up a little bit if we ever make it to 2025 or into the holidays. We'll see what happens. Let's get through the summer first. Okay, and I don't mean get through, because you got to get somewhere. Live it. Have fun. One day at a time. Head on a swivel. Being mentally alert. I always said that. Use your own discernment. Listen to what other people are saying. Try not to let everything get vitriol, hatred, and judgment. None of us are perfect. Hey, man, I do it every day. I repent every day. But just to get off on another subject before we get into Flashback, because I haven't been here on this series in a month, although you've seen me on Dinner for Two, and you've seen me on Story Time, and you've seen independent clips that I've put in from my career or events that I attended or worked at. You see the classics. I'm always forever going to put up classic footage that's non-copyright, that comes from the vault here at Chaos Corner, or someone has given to me, and hopefully it doesn't get copyrighted. And of course, obviously, not necessarily, but certainly appreciated. If you're a member, I love you like nobody else's brother, mother, sister, cousin. You're one of my people. You're one of the Chaos Squad. We already know the OTS Tribal Queen and Austin Nance keeping it real, holding it down, and maintaining here on the channel. We've had weeks where I've only had a couple thousand viewers. We've had weeks where I've had 6, 7, 8, 9,000 viewers, which I love. That seems to be our wheelhouse. And then we've had our weeks in the 20s and 25s and damn near 30,000 viewers in a week. Our big countries, obviously, the great old USA, Japan, Canada, the UK, you're all welcomed aboard. Mexico, those are my top countries. India, you're watching all over here on Chaos Corner. 1,500 subscribers, but important subscribers. And not only that, there's 80% of you, and you know that I know, that you're watching. I know that you're watching. The analytics don't lie. They really don't. Doesn't always tell the story. I'll give you that as I continue to wrap myself up in what's going on around the world. As far as chains, let's not get crazy. Analytics don't lie. So I thank each and every one of you. Get us out there. Share it out. I'm not making anything off this. Commercials. You know who makes money? YouTube. I ain't making any money. There's no Patreon. There's no paywalls. I have a membership, but it's $2 or $3, and that's up to you a month. Ask the Tribal Queen. Ask Austin. Ask my moderators. They'll answer anything you want to know. And you can email me and get in touch with me. I've said it 1,000 times. Who knows how long we'll be here on YouTube. I almost said Ubel. I think I did because of Rumble. Trying to get things going over there on Rumble. Because who knows how long the tube will be here. They've been good to me so far. I'm short and I'm new at this game when it comes to all this stuff here. You guys know that. But I give it to you raw dog, and that's why you're here, because of who I am. And I don't say that arrogantly. I say it humbly. At almost 13 minutes, 14 minutes in. So email me, chaosbigdaddy2 at yahoo.com. That's my Yahoo account. chaosbigdaddy2 at yahoo. Or, of course, you can get me over on Gmail. My Gmail account is chaosbigdaddy11. chaosbigdaddy11 at gmail.com. Email me. We're going to have fan mail. Ask me questions. Anything you want to know about me personally, history, or just even current day, because you guys know I cover live on Twitter and here on the community page. Live AEW Dynamite Weekly. I've been covering Raw, SmackDown, anything that's pertinent. And capping it off with some screenshots, some notes, my thoughts, my views, even an opinion or two. So, it's rainy up here after being 90 degrees all summer. Got a great summer. Learned a lot about this country and about people in general. Got a big show coming up this Saturday. Saturday the 10th. Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling will be at Bash at the Brewery at the Armada Brewing Company. Our old buddy Johnny Armada. This is like Bash at the Brewery, like number 12. It's an outdoor venue, basically overlooking or right below the historic Quinnipiac River Bridge. You could see unfortunately, the windmill that's surrounding under the bridge. That's environmentally unsafe. That's another story for another time. Doesn't really do anything. And then, of course, when it's lit up at night, going over that Pearl Harbor Memorial Bridge, it used to be called. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, before it's the Q Bridge. You guys are all familiar with it. It's the major artery on 95. Everyone uses it. Everyone that comes through this state. We have two major arteries, I-95 and I-91. That we're the only ones in the whole Northeast and on the East Coast or on the whole quarter that doesn't charge anybody taxes. You come through Connecticut for free in the shadows of Titan Towers in the greatest tri-state New England Northeast area, which is where I'm located, amongst a lot of crazies. They're all kind of, crazy. There's some good people too. So just as I get on a tangent here, updating you on this series, excuse me, bear with me. And I just want to thank you, honestly, from the bottom of my heart as we get going here. So let's see what we can do here on Flashback. And the whole concept is to sit back, watch the old tapes, watch some history from 25, 30, 35 years ago, listen to their commentary. I'll throw in my commentary, and we'll have some fun and be a distraction. You can keep me on the TV or in the background or whenever you're chilling out and you got absolutely nothing else to do. You come here, and at least one thing I'll guarantee. I may not always be right, but I'm very rarely wrong, and you will be entertained. Because there's three types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the GOC, and if you follow me, that make things happen. It's just that simple. In order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And I could say that once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, back to back. And still most people won't get it. With the brain of a dehydrated baby out there. I mean, no offense, man. Let's get going here on Flashback. Episode 15, I think. Hey, Queen in Austin, thanks for sticking around here. There's been other people popping into the channel, too. I saw my old buddy Jeremy, the Mid-Mo Smark of former Decoding Kayfabe, was on here, the podcast. He did about 10 episodes on Decoding Kayfabe, a newcomer to the platform. One of the guys that I see over at OTS, so I know he's informed. He did pretty good for himself. He's starting to find his little sweet spot there in this oversaturated, overloaded podcast community. And that's why I'm not a podcast. I'm a show. I'm more reality TV and a show than anything else, than being a podcaster. Little allergies here. So I did see the Mid-Mo was on here. Decoding Kayfabe when you get a chance. I know you got a lot of responsibilities. Life is tough. So I did see my buddy Otis, Big O from Otis Gaming, pop in and say hello. It's always good to see Otis from down there in Oklahoma. A good man, a good family man. Also does his own podcast, YouTube thing. And at one time was doing very well. But families and lives, and especially what's going on in 2024 into 2025, the insanity, take people different ways. Same thing, and he's still been pretty consistent out there, as Funny Rob, Hoodie Rob, Unhoodie Rob, whatever the fuck he is, Rob, Bay, has been going along and plugging along doing his show over at the Bay Resort. I haven't seen Future in a little bit. I know he's busy. I haven't seen Hula Grim unless it was on OTS. My brother Huli from way out there in the Pacific Northwest. You're a good man, Huli. Keep plugging along, my friend. You're always on my mind. I respect you, brother. Who else? I see that even Scripps, who's not sure, he's in, he's out. You gotta go. This is for everybody. You gotta rely on yourself. I get caught up in that all the time, where I don't want to do it. Why am I doing it? No one's watching, or I'm not making anything through YouTube, not through you, the fans, but through YouTube. So why are you doing it? Remember why you're doing it. And I have to remind myself this all the time. I'm doing it out of my love, my passion, my motivation, my distraction, something I want to give back to. And if people catch on, fine. But chances are I'd still be doing it or watching it. So why waste your time? Put a pen to paper or to content and at least do something with it and track your own legacy. This is why you're originally doing it, all of us, because we were all marks. All you neckbeards and geeks and goons and dweebs and virgins and no offense, man. Don't take a exception to it. Let me wrap the chains up for you guys out there. Don't be offended, man. Lighten up, man. Kayfabe, man. So we're 20 minutes in here. Let's get some highlights in here, man. Let's go into the time machine at Chaos Corner for Flashback. I'll let you soak up the atmosphere. I'm gonna have some Java. Man, I love doing this. Everybody stay safe out there, and that I mean, that's a shoot. See what the fuck we got going on here. Yeah, you'll have to look at my face. I get it. I scare the rats off cheesecake. I make onion squash. The camera puts 10 pounds on you. I get it, man. It puts 25 on me. Calm down, man. Look at the background. Look at some memorabilia. Go make a sandwich or something. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'll try to give you some time. I told you, each show, half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't want it to take up all my space either, man. Yeah, so I'm crazy. So I'm nuts. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
You're leaving me lane for lane. But you see, I'm standing here right now. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Your first biggest mistake was not getting the job done. Number 2, what you've done.
See if you can guess who it is. I'll let you go and let you hear it. No copyrights.
This is emotional time for me, David. I'll tell you right now, sometimes I lose my train of thought. Please.
Bueller.
The second biggest mistake is you stepped on a lot of toes of a lot
Anyone?
of wrestlers all over this world. But I'll tell you what right now. You have never, ever stepped on the toes of an athlete like the Total Package, Lex Luger, because you see, I'm gonna climb those stairs. And if you get my way,
He just ripped off his shirt. He's jacked, ripped, buff, chiseled, like shredded wheat, Lex Luger, man. He was physically the total package. I mean, I don't know about his Schwantz or anything like that, or his Johnson. I want to keep this PG. I don't really care. I mean, was he symmetrical? I'm just saying, what am I, Jen, say something. Pep, if you see this, say something. Wait, I have to talk over this because there is some music here. This we can't get copyrighted for. We don't want that. As we see Nikita Koloff in the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes with the belts entering the ring. We are obviously an NWA worldwide, NWA, WCW. There's J.J. Dillon, so I'm assuming before we get going here, let me be quiet. We wanted to keep the music out of the way. I see J.J. Dillon, I see Dusty in jeans and a white t-shirt, unstraps the belt. Nikita in great shape. Oh, and it looks like it's Ric Flair. J.J. Dillon, it's the Horseman. Let me be quiet here. Let me be quiet, soaking in. You're going to hear Schiavone, David Crockett, and yours truly. I don't want to get it too loud and get too crazy. You can't watch along here. These are from the vault at Chaos Chronicles, my own personal collection, so you can't really watch along. I'll give you the information as I get it. Looks like a bull rope match between Flair and Anderson and Dusty and Nikita and J.J. Dillon. Hebner is the referee. And it is. Nikita's tied up with Arn. Flair tied up with Dusty. It's a bull rope match. Pandemonium, Shabani? More like chaos. Thanks for listening to my opening rant. I know I bounced all over the place. Arn laying in on Dusty and choking him while Flair reaches over and puts a few boots to the American Dream. Flair's trying to hang Nikita. I miss doing Flashback. Other things pop up. Story time was the right timing. Getting classic footage out there was the right timing. That's why this channel, with all the playlists and over 3,300 videos now, you never know what's going to be on this channel. That's what makes this channel not better, but unique. You have choices. Things to keep your attention. It's certainly not all about me or all about the current day product. You get everything here. A menagerie. A buffet, if you will. Rhodes takes on Flair into the guardrail. At this point, the dream was the United States champion, and this is what it does here on Flashback. We jump around back here in the late 80s into the early 90s. I didn't have any remote control. I had to get up and change the channel. So whatever was on the TV, that's what we get here on Flashback. Slick, the one-man gang, behind the cage with Mean Gene Okerlund. Let's listen in.
Use this cage as a weapon, because Hogan, he's gonna take your big black head and ram it in this cage and just rake it across there.
All right, I thank you, one-man gang. Hulk Hogan at a steel cage.
Don't I think about history, makes me think about days gone by.
Honky Tonk Man, Jimmy Hart, and Mean Gene Okerlund.
Makes me think about what George Steele did to him. About how him and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat teamed up.
He's the IC champion. At that point, the greatest of all time. Had the longest reign of all time, right?
Is it going to happen in New Haven? No, sir.
New Haven, Connecticut, at the Coliseum.
Because I've got a man, the strongest.
Talk about
the
history.
best, the only manager in the WWF who can take care of business when the honky tonk man's not around.
How did he sign this contract? How did you sign this contract?
What did I just get you telling you? This guy didn't run from anybody. Are you crazy? He's the greatest, right, Honky?
When they said we need a special referee, we want George Allen still because Ricky the Dragon Steamboat don't stand a chance against the honky tonk man. Jimmy Hart said, fine, give us any referee we want.
I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad.
Because I know that George Allen will steal all Jimmy Hart.
Well, Honky Tonk sang that. Don't you remember? A pink Cadillac.
Take a turnbuckle, shake it for George Steele.
Pink Cadillac.
He'll go out for lunch, and I'll pay him Ricky Steamboat.
Coming to your town.
Main event.
All right, here we go. We don't want to talk get any copyrights here, so I will talk over the music. Stepping into the ring, we hop down now to world-class championship wrestling.
20-minute time.
Let's see what we got going on.
From Dallas, Texas, weighing 255 pounds, Chico Cabello.
Chico Cabela from Dallas, Texas.
From Mexico City, Mexico, weighing 243 pounds, a man of 1,000 faces, Mil Mascaras.
Mil Mascaras. We have a tape here with Mil Mascaras.
Bronco Lubitsch.
It doesn't get much better than that. Bronco Lubitsch, your referee. It looks like we're at the Reunion Arena. World-class championship wrestling.
Excitement here.
This has got to be the late
This
80s.
guy, Mil Mascaras, and
Let's listen to some commentary.
Because I want to let all the lovely ladies out there in the Dallas area and all over the world know just how good looking I am.
Beautiful
He needs to wear a mask.
hip toss by Mil Mascaras. A great shape,
A
Mascaras.
legend in Mexico, a superstar, not only in wrestling, but a movie star fame as well.
Well, that's true, you know.
Silver mask, the black claw stripes type with the red M in the middle.
Greatest wrestlers of all time.
Mascaras was unbelievable. I have some unbelievable matches with Mil Mascaras, Canek, his brother Dos Caras, right here on the channel. Go through the classics playlist. What a pleasure. I'm glad I picked this tape.
This match as he turns Cabello through the air with those leg scissor moves.
It might be at the Sportatorium, not even the Reunion
Mascaras has
Arena.
an outstanding build.
Well, he's still
What a time it was in world class, especially in the early 80s, the middle 80s, even into the late 80s. They held their own, but when they exploded in the early 80s into the middle 80s, it really was unbelievable. That 5-year stretch, I'll say. 6 years maybe.
Cabello in real trouble as Bronco Lubitsch watches.
At that point in my life, I'm in my early 20s when this explosion took off, and I had friends, or guys at least that I knew from the gym that were working down there, one of them being Jerry Allen, Jerry Orosky. And then guys that migrated from down there up our way. I mean, there's hundreds.
That's right. You've been here. You've watched almost all my
It was
matches.
great
I've
to
never
see
lost
Jerry,
you.
who was a local guy here in Constitution State, and
Don't
went
look at me
to
like
the
that.
Quest
I haven't.
facility, Tony Altomore School, where Mario Mancini was one of the trainers that we talk about associated with Paradise Alley and Pro Wrestling, and then Paul Roma took over. I mean, the history is unbelievable. Paul Perez went there, Big Steve went there. So the history of people that have gone there associated with Paradise Alley, hence, and then the locals that went through the Quest facility, from David Schultz to Tony Atlas to the Wild Samoans and everybody in between. Mario's whole crew there, actually Tony Altomore's crew, the Stanford Stomper. Look at the agility of Mil Mascaras. Look at the luchador tactics, unbelievable, technically sound.
Acrobatic, high-flying moves.
Wow.
That have become symbolic of the name.
Well, there's no denying he still looks pretty good, and he moves like a gazelle. I'd like to see him with some real competition, though. New age competition. I don't think he'd be doing some of these things.
Two, and that's all.
I gotta disagree with you there.
In fact, if I didn't have a suit and tie on right now, I might...
Nice armbar. Mascaras using his mat technician ability to slow down a match, and even though they consider him a gymnast, a high flyer, his maneuvers, like his arm locks and his arm drags and the abdominal stretch and the way that he does things and ties up your legs and your arms and your limbs, that's technical ability. A beautiful collar and elbows and arm ringers and wrist locks and rollovers. I mean, that's pro wrestling. But Mascaras can also do the body presses, the somersaults, the handstands, the cartwheels. Truly a man of not only 1,000 masks, but, no offense, Dean Malenko, 1,000 holds as well. They say he was tough to work with. He wouldn't bump, he wouldn't sell, he wouldn't do anything for anyone. I've seen some matches with him against Hansen and Brody and different guys like that, and Gordy and over in Japan, and he's certainly bumped. Look at the flying chops that he gets in. Mascaras is unbelievable. Beautiful suplex. And I remember being on WTIC TV at this point too as well. Channel 61 it might have been. Mascaras up on the top rope.
Waiting for the right moment. And here it is.
Unbelievable flying body press. There's the cover.
Is all she wrote.
Wow.
Shooter out of modern day warrior.
I realize I talked through the whole thing.
Stop Fury here.
We stay in world class. Pardon the coughing. Brian Adias, Kerry Von Erich. We stay in the world class area.
Kerry will be looking for a way out. Fritz Von Erich watching from a VIP suite here.
Fritz is in the building, so I'm thinking this is definitely late 80s. 89?
Fritz was forced to watch from a penalty cage.
88? Adias choking out Kerry Von Erich. Now remember, Brian Adidas, whatever you want to call it, my Adidas. Wasn't that a Run DMC song? Anyone? I think it was. Adias is like best friends, high school friends, I believe, with the Von Erichs. David, Kevin, Kerry, Michael, Chris. I believe so. Well, Chris was younger, but when Adias turned heel in world class into the later 80s, I believe it was, he ended up being one heck of a heel and garnered a lot of heat down in that region, man. I miss the territory days. Von Erich has battled up to his feet. Adias wearing the black and white Panther-like trunks. Kerry smashes him face first into the turnbuckle, maybe even the ring post. Von Erich in the traditional blue trunks, blue knee pads. This could be the reunion arena. Seems to be a much bigger crowd than the confines of the Sportatorium, which, what a building that is. Was.
They're in the far side ring rope. Kerry comes back with a right of his own. Looks a little like his dad Fritz with that move.
Sleeper hold by Von Erich.
Kerry Von Erich has this big crowd making noise. Thousands and thousands here at Reunion Arena.
Reunion Arena. It's not like I haven't seen this before. It's just been 35 years. So I'm hoping it's enough volume that you could hear me. Of course you can. I don't over talk, and you can hear the atmosphere and feel the atmosphere from the different generation. That's why this is flashback history. I mean, you can go out and I guess try to find this stuff on YouTube, but these are independent tapes that were taken live in real time at the time of the tape. If you could say that 3 times fast. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh, double shoulder block. Diaz and Von Erich are both down in the middle of the ring. The blue, bright blue canvas with the red, white, and blue ropes. The top is all red, the middle's white, more of a beige, and the bottom rope is all blue. Just to give you the visual aspect. Again, double noggin knocker. You see the visual behind it. That's what you get here. You get your audio and visual sensory perception going. And you guys understand, right? Von Erich with some knees to the Lebans of Diaz. Far side into the turnbuckle. And Kerry misses and goes shoulder first to the ring post. You go in not all like that. You got to make sure you get your footing. So many guys miss at the last second and go into that ring post. Now both men battling it out outside in front of the crowd, jammed at the Reunion Arena. You got to be a little careful with your momentum. Face first into the post goes Brian and Diaz. Von Erich crawls back into the ring. Kerry was like a Greek freaking god back then, huh? This was a solid feud. I remember when Diaz turned heel. I liked Diaz more as a heel than as a face when he was younger. No timeouts in Diaz in wrestling. There's no timeouts. Get off your knees. See, Von Erich moves in. Smart as most baby faces will lay back. That's not what you do. Off the far side. Boot to the chest. Down goes Von Erich. Diaz was in pretty damn good shape right now, too. And here we go. As previously mentioned, the abdominal stretch, but it's Diaz putting the stretch on. Oh, he must have watched the Mill Mascaras match. See all the local, the ring keeper and the doctors and the timekeeper and all that with their cowboy hats down there in Texas. This was Texas in the 80s, man. Gillies. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many spaces. Looking for love. Looking for love. Both men up to their feet. Far side. Reversal. Kerry with the abdominal stretch. And they're still looking for love in all the wrong places. In too many spaces. Another broken heart. And now Von Erich has the claw under the stomach as he has him in the abdominal stretch at the same time. Diaz is going to give. Diaz breaks it up. Wow, this has been a damn solid bout. Whether I'm singing or not. Nice snap mare by Diaz. Textbook. Reversal on an armbar by Von Erich. And there's those discus punches. Once he gets 3 or 4 in, you're in big trouble. Diaz, smart move, pulls the trunks, throws Von Erich through the middle of the ropes. Typical heel move, smart move, gain the momentum, break his momentum.
Giving Kerry a long test here. We're past the 10-minute mark.
Far side by Diaz. Signaled the back body drop. Von Erich with an easy boot to the jib. Another right 5-knuckle shuffle to the forehead. And Diaz is out.
Kerry wipes the perspiration from the hand. Puts the iron claw on Von Erich. What an exciting moment for this crowd to see Kerry Von Erich responding with the iron claw.
Notice how I let that moment marinate. It's all about timing.
it here is Vince Apollo trying to interfere.
Vince Apollo trying to interfere. Where the fuck did he come from? Vince Apollo?
That is still
And you get a body slam for your efforts, but gives Diaz a chance to take back over. Down goes Von Erich. Apollo rolls out of the ring like a little meatball. And Diaz going to the top rope, the high rent district. Looks like a little botch right there. Discus punch by Von Erich. Here it is.
Wait a minute, Diaz is coming up the aisle. It's the aisle.
And here comes the Iron Sheik.
He's not here to help Bryan and Diaz get up either.
It's the Sheik and Von Erich going at it left and foot. Woo!
Good feet there, McGass. Here's Bryan tackling Kerry so that the Iron Sheik can begin those stomps with that pointed toe to the throat area. Here comes Kevin Von Erich down the runway, watching the match from that point to save his brother.
It's chaos. It's Kevin Von Erich picking up the Iron Sheik. Carry on a Diaz.
Oh, yeah, man. He made a proposal. Yeah,
And like that, we're gone. We're out. Hulk Hogan in the locker room.
Laid out that high 7-digit rap, man. From a modest family, modest background. They couldn't comprehend it. The pressure he put on each and every family member and me, man, is unbelievable. I just can't handle the pressure right now. Possibility. Let me tell you something. I told everybody, I'd make an announcement next week. I'm making a public announcement next week, man. And the decision I make, the figures he quoted, the decision I make, whatever it is, it'll be one that I won't
Of
regret.
everything on the wrestling.
Wow, and here we go back
And
to,
who's gonna have the
I'm
best
cool,
video?
I'm
I
cocky.
am the honky tonk man.
I'm
That's
bad.
next Saturday night, but I know by popular demand that the people want to see the best video, and the best video is the honky tonk man. And I'm gonna give them a sneak preview, and I'm gonna show it to them all my fans that want to see it. I'm gonna give it to them right now.
I'm the honky tonk man. I gotta sing so we don't get any copyrights. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I said I'm driving into town in my pink Cadillac. I got Jimmy in the back, that pink Cadillac, and you know I'm whack because I'm gonna try to honky wood. I said I'm the honky tonk man. 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 I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. I'm coming to your town with blue suede shoes. Coming to your town in a blue Cadillac. I'm a honky tonk man. I'm a honky tonk man. I'm a honky tonk man. I'm cool, I'm cocky, I'm bad. Yeah, move over, Elvis. Move over, honky. It's the GOC. Yeah, where's old Slap now? It's the last outlaw, Jeff Jarrett, when you need him. Wait, where's the high paramount chief playing his ukulele? Peter Maivia, Pei Hawaii, Mele Hini Gane Pupule Wiki Wiki. Aloha and mahalo. I'm no Jimi Hendrix, but I'm gonna try so we don't get copyright and do it until the video's over. Here on Flashback, yeah, Elvis, ooh, a honky tonk man. I'm coming to your town in my blue suede shoes. I'm the honky tonk man, yeah. I'm the honky tonk man. I'm cocky, I'm bad. Tonk man, I'm the honky tonk man. I'm the honky tonk. Don't turn it off. Don't turn it off yet. Come on, we're not going. I'm a honky tonk man. I'm the honky tonk man. I'm the honky tonk man. I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad. Don't turn it off. We're almost out of honky wood. Yeah, here on Flashback. Yeah. Leave a comment. Say something in the chat. Don't you dare miss it. What the fuck just happened?